as a human.
So,
But this
sorry,
is
I'll just give you an example so it becomes easy for you. Okay, I've got a 4-year-old and 8-year-old. Okay, my 4-year-old, she's very curious and she asks me question, all the stupid questions. Okay, like why the sky is blue, Dad?
mm,
Why you wear a pant? Mom wear a skirt. Okay, and
mm,
when I reply back, she said, "Oh, I understand." So she's not shameless about asking this question. Does that make
mm,
sense? So when
yeah.
you have got curiosity and when you don't feel like you'll be judged and you don't have an expectation, you act normal. But the
Okay.
minute that you think about, the potential result, when you think about result, the thing is, it creates an unnecessary expectation from you. And when you think about the result, everything stops with the result. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is the thing I become very self-conscious these days, and today I have
Yeah.
booked interview practice.
Mm.
It's a trust interview practice with one of the consultants and then a
Mm.
few train, not quite a
Yeah.
lot of 10 training. But I become
Yeah.
very self-conscious that I'm going to practice in front of other people, and then
Mm.
I'm doing very bad, so I didn't go to that practice. I would practice myself, and then
Okay.
I just practicing in front of laptop by my own.
You know, the shortest way to get better is to make as many mistakes as possible.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's just in front of other people that I don't know, like other trainee. At the moment, I think like all other trainee of my levels, we are going practicing, going like for example, going for interview at the moment. So I feel like other people, maybe it's my subconscious. I feel other people are much better, and so I'm not going to make a fool of myself. I don't know.
Mm.
I never
But
been subconscious like that before.
the thing is, do you think you're doing injustice to yourself?
Yeah, it's I don't know why I'm doing that. It
Yeah.
just to
Uh,
I
and
just
keep in mind that all the practice that you have, you won't be
yeah.
scored, you won't be marked.
It's thing.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you just need to focus on being the best on that particular day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you are best now, but on that particular day, okay, let me just try to on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter even if you are perfect now, but if you make a mistakes in that interview date, it doesn't matter whether you are perfect or not.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the greatest advice I would give is, be yourself and when you speak, just talk as normal as you can. When you try to be someone else, your body and mind doesn't, hold, and your body and mind will tell, okay, you are faking.
Yeah. I tried to join it from my other laptop. Can you
Yeah.
see it? Yeah. Can you let me in? I'm not sure.
Let me make you the host.
Sorry.
Okay, just a
Who has
second.
joined?
I think it's you.
Oh yeah. I will come out from here so I can share the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so
I can yeah, this is my laptop so I can share the screen.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I can make you.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can share it now.
Yeah, I can share it now. So yeah, I think is this, and usually my language is not that bad, but when suddenly when I become thinking, oh, I cannot speak English like English people, and then I become doubting and change every sentence, every sentence when I'm speaking, and everything become a mess. It,
How many language do you speak?
I speak two and a half. I speak
Okay.
Burmese and I speak half
Yeah.
Chinese, not very fluent Chinese.
So I speak 4 languages. So
Are
the
you?
way I think is, when I'm talking with oneself, I forget that I have other languages.
Mm,
Okay. And keep in mind that, if you don't feel comfortable, my advice is don't speak more than 3 sentences and give a pause.
okay.
The more you talk, the more there's a chance of having grammatic mistakes.
I think it's a good way.
Okay.
3 sentences and stop.
3 sentence, pause, and
Mm,
pause. When you pause, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then go ahead. Okay.
pause.
So Like,
Okay.
for example, when you speak 3 sentences, give a pause of in your mind count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then speak. So it looks like, you're giving a pause for the other person to, reflect the things which you have said. But
Okay.
if you speak continuously, what happens is the other person is not able to grasp what you are trying to convey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
off to you. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going to share the screen now?
I'm not going to interrupt, go with the flow.
Okay. I think it's 8 minutes.
Yeah. Go.
Hello, my name is Dr. Suman Haim. I'm SD7 General Adult and General Adult and Old Age JUE trainee and with a liaison endorsement. I'm going to discuss about the challenges facing the provision of the liaison psychiatry service at Whitcroft Hospital over the next 5 years. I'm going to start with a look at demographic. Whitcroft Hospital serves the highest diversity population in UK with the area with the most deprived in London. When you look at the population increase, it means that increasing in population means that increasing in the service demand to our liaison service. So as a consultant in liaison psychiatrist, I would like to be mindful about the culturally inappropriate service to our local demographic. And also because of the increase in service demand, I would like to train our physical health and ED staff member for the liaison criteria, referral criteria for our liaison service. And also we have to be mindful that there's a redeployment plan in the Whitcroft Hospital that might impact on the Whitcroft Hospital psychiatry liaison team. So as we are aware that there have been shortage in the mental health bed, it means that the patient's going to stay in the ED longer while waiting for the bed. And at the same time, in NERF, our North East London Foundation Trust had the smaller bed base in London. So as a consultant liaison psychiatrist, I have to be proactive in our bed management, and I'm thinking about active patients review while they are in A&E, and also review their action plan as soon as possible, and also escalate with the bed management for the allocation of the bed. And I would like to train our liaison nurse to consider the appropriate referral to the home treatment team if it's safe to do so. And now, because of the shortage in ED beds, so our mental health patient has been assessed in the corridor. It means it is not appropriate and it is not safe for the patients to be in ED. So, and also at the same time, we had different electronic patient record. It means that communication between the two different trusts communication can be missed, and also sharing the care plan could be difficult. So for that challenge, as a consultant, I would like to discuss with the hospital senior management team to allocate the physical space for the mental health patient, and also have to think about the audit to find out how many corridor assessment has been done, and also think about the impact on our patients for their care plan and also their dignity. So as I mentioned about Waltham Forest, we have to think about the complex patient demographic. So there's been increase in aging population, mean increase in frailty and medical comorbidity that can increase demand on our services and referral to liaison psychiatric team. And also, because of the social care funding is being cut, there a lot of patients attended to A&E because of the social crisis, and there's been increasing in demand of the increasing patient attendance with the drug and alcohol issues. So as a consultant, I would like to think about, as a consultant, I would like to work together with the with the social service, and perhaps I could share the meeting, multi-agency meeting, including housing, social care, and also other charity organization to find out a plan for the patient who've been repeatedly attending the A&E because of social crisis. And I'm also think about working together with the CGL main drug and alcohol services to have their drug and alcohol service support worker to come and work in our liaison and and also train our liaison nurse to have a skills in the assessment and support around drug and alcohol or addiction patients. So another things I would like to mention about a workforce and systematic pressure. In NHS, there's been well known that staff shortage is a problem, and Waltham Forest in area, the trainee certification level is lower than average, as highlighted by the GMC surveys. At the same time, we've been increasing the workload as well as increasing presentation with 136 detention because 136 suite in our area being blocked by patients waiting for beds. So for that matter, as a consultant, I'm thinking about training and supporting the staff member to have a more positive work culture to promote the retentions and recruitment. So there's been right care and right person approach and reduce the police support for mental health presentations in A&E. It means there have been increasing aggressions and absconding incidents in ED. So I would like to have a meetings with a foreign with a security staff member and also our ED staff to find out the scale of the problem and then perhaps have an audit around that and discussion how to reduce the aggression and absconding incident in ED and also train the staff member about to manage the challenging presentation in terms of mental health and also de-escalation strategy in ED. So these are the challenges that we trying to work what is the best for the patient. And then it's not just by working by ourselves. We had to work with the communities and the patients and the carers. And as a gold standard recommended by the Royal College Accreditation Network. And at the same time, NHS long-term care plan is focus more about prevention and also into community focus. So as a consultant, I might think about enhancing the outpatient support in a liaison service and also training the staff member and making audit around the presentation in ED and also QM projects to improve the service is the long-term to improve the high standard care for the patient. So and as a consultant, I cannot work on myself. I have to work with the MDT, collaborate with the hospital leadership, and then community service, and also external agency like CGL to achieve the best patient care to work through these challenges I mentioned. Thank you, and I'm welcome all the questions. Thank you.
Right in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 minutes. So this is better than last time. Last time you took like 9 minutes 30. You took 8 minutes exact.
Yeah.
In terms of the feedback, I think now some of the things are much clearer. Does that make sense? Because
I changed the slides a lot more.
Yeah. So now the slides are less crowded. So as an audience, I'm not looking at the slides. I'm more curious to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. That's much better. If you can just show me your slide again. There are a few things I just want to comment. Show your slide from the first one.
Yes, I will share the screen again.
Yeah.
Let me see it. Yeah.
Show me the first slide. Okay. So you can start with something like, thank you very much for an interesting topic that you have given, challenging facing of a provision as a liaison psychiatric services in my trust and my future plan for for the next 5 years. Okay. So through this slide, I'm trying to address three things in my presentation. Number one, I'm going to focus on the challenges in the liaison services. Second of all, I'm going to discuss the challenges, keeping in mind with the current hospital I work. And I'm also going to give you a highlight about my future 5-year plan. Does that make sense? So you are breaking the topic into three things. Okay, so at least
So
it gives
the first one is I'm going to discuss about the challenges, and the second thing
challenges.
is
Challenges is keeping in context of my
keeping in
trust
contact or
hospital.
yeah, keeping in contact or this hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, hospital. And number two is I'm going to highlight how I'm going to mitigate these challenges.
I'm going to highlight how I'm going to mitigate. Yeah.
Mitigate these challenges.
Yeah.
And number three, I'm just going to give you a bit of highlight how I'm going to address these challenges in the next
Yeah.
5 years.
Well, I'm going
Does
to
that make
share.
sense?
Yeah.
So instead of the topic that you are given, you are just paraphrasing it. So to make sure that these are the three things which you'll be covering in your presentation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
it gives
So
it
as
gives an
perspective about
it gives an audience a bit of time to focus on the three things that you'll be doing in your slides. But
Yeah.
if you just repeat whatever is in the top title, they will not show what are you are going to talk about it. So it's more of like when you do a movie, you saw a bit of trailer.
So I would say thank you very much for giving me to present, giving me this interesting topic. Through the topic, I'm going to address three things, and then instead of
Things.
I reading out what is
Yeah.
I'm going to present. Yeah.
So the three things are
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So at least the person audience
Yeah.
they will try to see, okay, curious to know what are the three things this doctor is going to talk about. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much better. So I'm giving them what I'm going to talk about instead
So
of
at least
reading these. Yeah.
at least like if you serve food in the restaurant, you take, okay, these are the three main special dishes in my shops, okay, look for it.
Yeah.
So they'll be
Yeah.
curious to know the three dishes. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
It's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the second slide. Okay. This is too much of crowded. Okay. One of the things
Oh.
that you can say in this one is, I'm going to start the presentation by highlighting some of the challenges. And you can say, some of the challenges that I have seen are, number one is due to the diverse ethnicity. Um, Diverse ethnicity also comes with some language barriers.
Yeah. Oh, so sorry. I don't know. Oh, what is
So
going
because
on?
you have top 10 languages, does that make sense?
Oh,
So
I'm trying to record what you say. It's really good. So yeah.
don't worry, this will be saved and you can look it
Oh,
back.
you already recorded,
Yeah.
right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna look at the feedback. Thank you.
Okay.
I
So
like
in this,
to, yeah.
you can say that, first of all, I'm going to start with the challenges that I'm going to face. Some of the challenges are ethnicity. Okay. With ethnicity, it also comes with diverse religion, language,
Yeah, ethnicity, yeah.
with ethnicity, it
Diversity,
comes
yeah.
diversity and the language barriers,
Yeah.
which also comes with some cultural challenges on its own. Okay, so with one sentence, you are showing that you are talking in one sentence. You cover all of these things.
Yeah,
Ethnicity, religion, and language. So you are saving
yeah,
time. Okay, and you can
yeah.
say that I've highlighted that in my slides. Finish. You don't need to say the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you can also see that the other if you can highlight this, make it bigger so I can see it, the slide, this one.
How can I make it bigger?
And do the full screen.
Oh yeah, I can do the full screen.
Press F5 so I can just see it.
Sorry.
Do it one more time, okay. Key challenges. Okay.
It's so like that is so deprived. Some of the areas are so poor, some of the areas are so rich. And actually Waltham Forest is one of the expensive in East London is
Okay.
one of the expensive place to live.
Yeah. So the other thing you can say that, first you have highlighted this one. The second thing on the second challenges we have is social deprivation.
Yeah.
And with social deprivation, we also need to be aware of the funding side and the priorities within our NHS. And we have to manage that with our limited budget. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Limited budget. So by doing that, you are taking the deprivation and the challenges within the hospital. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the complexity in which I work in a liaison. We also have to do with the physical comorbidities, which are directly linked to our mental health services.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
in 3 sentences, you're highlighting all of this. So you don't need to say
Yeah.
this.
So I would say, first of all, I'm going to start with the challenges in local area, ethnicity, diversity, and language barrier, which also come with cultural challenges on its own, as highlighted in my slide.
Yeah.
And also one of the most deprived, in the pockets of the most deprived area in the London, it means that we need to, what do you call it, with the appropriate, is what you said, with the limited.
Has got most diverse population in the UK, which also encapsulates social challenges like.
So it have a lot of SMI in that area because there are a lot of Black and Asian. Yeah.
So you can say most diverse population and also has social challenges.
Also challenges, yeah.
Social challenges, which I have highlighted on my slide above. Then you can also talk about, as a liaison consultant, I'm fully aware the physical health complication also impacts.
I'm thinking about physical health in here because in the slide.
No, you have already talked about in that you have put obesity something, on the slide.
Oh, okay, because of the slide, yeah.
Yeah. And as a liaison consultant, I'm fully aware of the intersect between mental and physical health. And physical health. Okay. So after that, as a consultant, you can just take it out because in the first you are only talking about the challenges.
Yeah.
And it's good to highlight the challenges, and later on, at the end of your slide, it's good to highlight how you are going to address this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm interested between mental health and physical health but I think we cannot address this is just a demography. So we aware of the demography. I'm not really address a lot in that because is this a demography anyway?
Yeah. So
I'm aware of the challenges because of this population.
Yeah. So in this indirectly answers your first question. What are the challenges?
Because
Does that
very
make sense?
diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
If you
high
look at
level SMI. Yeah.
You know, like if you look at the first slide, you are going to talk about three things.
Mm.
You know, three things. Challenges. So in the first slide, you are talking about the challenges.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So if you look at
Yeah.
the third slide,
This one.
uh,
What that slide is this one?
yeah, smallest battery. Okay.
Or
You know,
maybe I
it's
just remove this bit. I don't even need this bit. I can just decide.
yeah. You know, you can even remove the slide if you want.
Really?
Yeah. And in the challenges op, you know, in the second slide, um,
Yeah.
um,
But
yeah,
these two slides are very similar actually.
remove one slide.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just remove this slide anyway
Yeah,
because
that slide. Yeah, remove it.
mm,
So make this slide. Okay.
mm,
Yeah. So in this slide, you can say that, further discussing about the challenges, one of the main challenges are bed, uh,
yeah.
bed issues, psychiatric bed issues, and
Yeah.
increased demand for them. And
Yeah.
I've highlighted the number in the slides. Finish. So one sentence should be more than enough for this.
Mm,
Okay, because in the first three slides, you are still trying to so the number 4 slide, if you can make it number 3, this one, if you make it 3.
so this one like this.
No, no, number 4 slide, if you can move on top of it. Yeah, that looks nice.
Like this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
one. Like
Yeah,
this now.
that's fine. Yeah, the reason is,
Because,
number one, you are talking about number 2 slide, you are talking about all the challenges, okay, ethnicity.
yeah.
And if you go to the next side, you can say that, in the picture, I'm trying to highlight the diverse ethnicity visually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think this two is more appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Mm,
Yeah. And whatever plan you have made in this one, you can push it at the end, the plans.
yeah.
Does that make sense? So on the
Yeah.
first, just try to answer all the challenges. Okay.
Mm,
Uh, I think I have to stop it because the time is about to end in the next 10 minutes, and we'll do a break. Okay, so we still have to for 10 minutes.
yeah.
So yeah, this looks fine. Okay, so if you go to the number 1,
Mm,
okay. Did we adequately address the number 1? Discuss the challenge keeping in context with the hospital. Does these
yeah.
3 slides answer that first question?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you
Yeah.
go to the second, what is the question? Second question.
Second question is, sorry.
Yeah, that one. Second
I'm going to
question.
highlight how I'm going
Oh,
to highlight mitigate these challenges.
yeah. So, and you can say, in the first 3 slides, I'm going to discuss about the challenges. So, and discuss
Mm,
all of this. And once you finish the 3, you can say, in the last 3 slides, I've highlighted the challenges. So let me
mm,
recap the challenges. So you just say, the bullet points, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to come to the second question to highlight how I'm going to mitigate. Does that make sense?
mm. Yeah. So this
Okay.
is challenge about demography, and then this is about patient frailty, aging, medical
Yeah.
commodities, and homeless
Yeah.
housing instability.
Yeah.
And this is another challenge about bed shortage for the A&E.
What
Another
strategy? Yeah.
challenge is about there's been
Workforce.
workforce and systematic pressure.
Okay, so when you say workforce, okay, also discuss about recruitment.
Yeah, it's about recruitment
Yeah.
and then staff
Patient fatigue.
satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were talking about in terms of challenges, you have got 1, 2, 3, 4 challenges, main 4
Mm,
challenges. One is
yeah.
ethnicity, one is the hospital shortage, one is the recruitment, and the fourth is security.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you
And then
come to 7, okay,
this is
and
about
mitigating how you are going to do it.
Yeah, I usually discuss right away, usually
Mm.
because in here complex patient demography, so working with multi-agency coordination. So shall I
Yeah.
say at the end or
Yeah,
this thing?
and once you fully discuss about the challenges, then you talk
Mm,
about the second question. Does that make sense?
okay, then how I'm going to discuss that.
Okay.
So perhaps in mental health shortage, so
Yeah.
usually I discuss about, mental health bed shortage, I discuss about solution, but
Yeah. There are two ways. There's no any right and wrong. If you feel comfortable with this, go with
mm,
that same flow. Does that
yeah.
make sense? The challenges
Mm,
and how you are going to mitigate, or the way you can say is, if you go to the number one
yeah.
slide, you can say that number one. Okay, you can say that in the coming slide, I'm going to address number one and two by discussing about the challenges, and on the same slide, I'm also going to highlight how I'm going to mitigate it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that. Okay, so if you go to 5, yeah, that's fine. Okay, have you given how you are going to address this workforce and systemic pressure?
I'm thinking about like training for the staff member and creating the positive, and actually it's very generic. It is training the staff member, supervision or the junior trainee, and creating a positive workplace to to to
and
improve the work.
make sure you also discuss about 360 feedbacks
Oh yeah.
and feedbacks from the patient, feedback from the
Mm,
staff.
yeah. Training, supervision, positive
Yeah.
culture, work culture,
Positive work culture,
feedback from
feedbacks,
staff and
360s.
patient. Yeah.
Yeah, which is keeping in line with the GMC gold standard.
Yeah. Keep it in mind with EMC gold standard. Yeah.
And as a consultant, I will also make it as a part of my appraisal.
Right on my appraiser. Yeah.
Yeah. And also
Mm,
say that moving forward, as a consultant, I'll also try to apply in different position, such as in terms of education, uh,
mm,
clinical supervisor, education supervisor,
yeah.
as well as if there's any opportunity uh,
Every college.
in like a medical and leadership role, I'll be uh,
Medical leadership role. Yeah.
I'll be supporting the trust. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So instead of generic, try to make it more like you are aware of the system.
Yeah. I think it's much more meaningful rather than general like how these days.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So if you go to the other one, okay, security and management. Um,
So for me, it's about regular training session for the managing challenges behavior in ED
yeah.
and de-escalation strategy
and
for ED and leads.
and and also talk about I will advocate safeguarding of the
Regarding of the
vulnerable population.
population. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then collaboration with a security staff member
yeah,
to monitor incident and audit to monitor incident, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
yeah.
And then striving toward the gold standard is my 5 years plan is about Riot College accreditations and enhanced outpatient services and staff training. Actually, I removed this thing because I'm already talk about this thing in the
Yeah,
previous slide.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And
In that slide, instead of that, you can say, as a consultant, I'm
mm,
aware to keep in line of my clinical competency, as well as I'll be striving excellence in management and leadership management team, something along the line.
okay. Okay, striving leadership and management. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they want to hear the term management and leadership for a consultant.
Yeah. They want to give it a CD rule.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to speak what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. And also you can write that, as a consultant, I'm fully aware of CQC standard.
Regular and CQC standard. Yeah.
CQC standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also aware of the clinical governance.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that should be fine. Yeah.
And then I will just end with the working with everybody together. Or I just remove this line.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
So in the last slide, make sure that, on the end, I just want to recap that there were 3 things that was requested of me in the presentation. So I have fully addressed those 3 things. Number 1 was the challenges, which I've highlighted. Number 2 was how I'm going to mitigate. And in the last few slides, I have just given an overview of what would be my plan in the next 5 years. But for that, as a newly consultant, I also expect a bit of support from the management and the team moving forward. And it would be my pleasure to work with the wonderful trust and the team where I've done my ST training.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
As you said, I will need support. Yeah. Support
Yeah.
from
From
senior.
wonderful seniors, as well as from a wonderful trust
Wonderful trust. I work as my
ST trainee. And I hope the trust will provide me a favorable environment to blossom as a wonderful consultant in the coming years. Does that make sense?
Support and blossom up.
Blossom as a wonderful, as a competent and confident